Stan Lee helped create some of our favorite Marvel heroes, so it makes sense that he's made a point to have a cameo in all of their live-action adaptations. Here's a look back through all his many Marvel movie cameos up until Infinity War. Stan's cameo in 2000's X-Men is very subtle. You could easily miss him standing in the background selling hot dogs as Senator Robert Kelly makes his escape on the beach. In 2002's Spider-Man, Stan has an equally blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo as Green Goblin attacks. 2003's Daredevil sees young Matt Murdock saving Stan's life in one of his last dialogue-free cameos. The Eric Bana starring Hulk features Stan actually getting some lines as he and former Hulk Lou Ferrigno cameo side by side.
Security ought to be beefed up a lot more. In a place like this, you can't...
In 2004's Spider-Man 2, Stan is back to rescuing people from Spidey villains' destruction, though he was upgraded to getting some dialogue this time around. In 2005, Fantastic Four's dialogue-heavy cameo proved to be a sign of things to come in Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, where Stan would go on to have very intentionally intrusive and funny appearances. Meanwhile, his X-Men The Last Stand cameo is a quick hit in the film, but Stan was quite chatty during his cameo in Spider-Man 3.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer sees Stan playing a version of himself, possibly an imposter. Either way, not getting into Sue and Reed's wedding.
No, really, I'm Stan Lee.
In Iron Man, Stan portrayed a different iconic publisher, while the Incredible Hulk saw him getting his own scene as he suffered from severe gamma poisoning.
The man drank one of those Guarana sodas. Guess it had a little more kick than he was looking for.
Wow.
Iron Man 2 had him portraying Larry King, while Thor had him trying to move the God of Thunder's hammer Mjolnir.
Did it work?
Stan traveled back in time in Captain America: The First Avenger to appear in the audience of Cap's failed press conference.
I thought he'd be taller.
Poking fun at his own involvement in creating Marvel's super team, Stan's Avengers cameo has him asking,
Superheroes in New York? Give me a break.
When the Spider-Man franchise was rebooted with 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man, Stan continued his tradition of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, though he didn't seem to notice. Stan's appearance in Iron Man 3 was very easy to miss. But in Thor: The Dark World, he had a funny interaction with Stellan Skarsgård's Erik Selvig.
Can I have my shoe back?
Stan appears as a security guard at the Captain America exhibit in Winter Soldier. The exhibit honors Cap's memory, and Stan notably made his comics debut in Captain America #3 way back in 1941. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Stan gets a more extended cameo as the only person who seems to notice that Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker.
I think I know that guy.
Rocket Raccoon roasts Stan in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, calling him a, quote, Class A prevert as he flirts with a woman on Xandar. Big Hero 6, which is technically a Marvel movie, marks the first and only animated cameo on this list. Stan's reveal as Fred's dad is an emotional climax for the movie and one of his more substantial cameos. The Avengers sequel sees Stan Lee sizing himself up against Thor's cosmically aged liquor. It doesn't really go well, but it does let Stan drunkenly mutter his signature catchphrase.
Excelsior.
In Ant-Man, Stan has a teeny tiny cameo in one of the funniest sequences in the movies, wherein he's voiced by Michael Pena.
Yeah, crazy stupid fine.
In probably his raunchiest appearance, Stan pops up in Deadpool as the strip club MC. In Captain America: Civil War, Stan lightens the mood as a FedEx delivery man who misreads Tony Stark's name as Tony Stank.
You're in the right place. Thank you for that!
X-Men Apocalypse continues the X-Men franchise's trend of not giving Stan any lines as he gawks at nuclear missiles taking off. And back in the MCU, Stan is oblivious to Doctor Strange and Mordo's trouble in the realms. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gives this entire list of cameos some new context. Stan is seen with the Watchers observing the Guardians zipping away in the Milano, and the implication is that every time we've seen Stan, in the MCU at least, it's all the same person.
Hey, you were supposed to be my lift home. How will I get out of here? Hey, RG, I've got so many more stories to tell.
Stan pops up in Spider-Man Homecoming to call Spidey "you punk" from his queen's apartment. Stan pops up in Thor Ragnarok as the Grandmaster's hairdresser, where he's tasked with cutting off Thor's iconic locks.
Please, kind sir, do not cut my hair.
Last but not least, Stan shows up in Black Panther's casino scene as an elderly gambler who offers to keep an eye on T'Challa's winnings for safekeeping. Yeah, Stan, sure. That is every Stan Lee cameo that's available on home video so far. What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and for more Marvel, check out the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline in chronological order, and for all things MCU, be sure to like and subscribe to IGN on your platform of choice.